Welcome to Covenant Identity as we continue to explore the pattern man. Last episode, we learned that Jesus is the pattern man, and the first pattern we explored together was surrender. So today we're looking at the second pattern, a life of prayer, because prayer was how Jesus remained surrendered to the Father's will. Dr. Miles Monroe once said, prayer is earthly permission for heavenly intervention. When I first heard that, I thought, wow, that is such a beautiful way to describe prayer. It's our partnership with heaven for the matters of earth. So basically, prayer isn't pulling God into our earthly plans, it's pulling us into his eternal. It's the other way around. I've met people and honestly wondered, how did this person end up in my life? Can you imagine Jesus saying that? You can't because he wasn't led by chance. He was led by the Father. He didn't spend his days reacting to whatever was thrown at him, hoping everything would somehow work out. He lived according to purpose. Before the world ever spoke into his day, he had already spoken with his Father. If Jesus is our pattern, then prayer is not an option for us. It's how we're meant to live. Throughout the Gospels, you'll find Jesus withdrawing to pray. Before choosing the 12 disciples, he prayed all night. How many of us pray before choosing our friends? Before going to the cross, he prayed. Early in the morning, before the crowds woke up, he was already with the Father in prayer. Can you say that your friendships are aligned with God's purpose for your life? Are your biggest decisions aligned with God's purpose? Give your life direction. Pray. Before the news tells you what to fear, or culture tells you who you are and what matters, pray. Declare every morning, Father, I refuse to conform to this world. Lead me according to your purpose for my life. Please order my steps. Let every decision that I make today place another piece into the purpose you wrote for my life. Don't assume anything. Pray. Don't assume you know the way, but ask the one who wrote your story. Pray about the church you're going to attend, the people you're allowing to influence your life. Pray about your children's school, your career, where you want to live. Don't assume anything. Pray. The Bible tells us men ought to always pray. If not, you'll start making decisions based on emotions, culture, or convenience instead of God's voice. Every morning, let God give your life direction. Don't just wake up and hope for a good day. Pray. One of my favorite verses says, Behold, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me. You can find it in Psalm 40. Every time I read that verse, it speaks to the deepest part of my being. It just does something to my spirit. Jesus knew there was already a story written concerning his life. Prayer didn't create his purpose. Prayer kept him aligned with it. Do you know the story that is written of you? I like to think of our lives as a giant puzzle. The first piece being our birth. So we're born, that is the first piece. Then our parents and those caring for us begin putting many of the first pieces through the decisions they make. Then the puzzle is placed into our hands. From there, every act of obedience adds another piece. No one has the picture of the puzzle except God Himself. Even Mary and Joseph didn't get the whole puzzle for Jesus. The angel didn't show up with a 33-year itinerary saying, here's exactly what's going to happen every single day. No, they got the next instruction. Go to Bethlehem. Then the next, now flee to Egypt. And the next, now go back to Nazareth. Can you imagine if they have missed one of those instructions? God usually gives direction one piece at a time. But how do we add the right piece to the puzzle if we don't receive instructions through prayer? Every prayer is an opportunity for another piece of the puzzle to fall into place. Most people are trying to complete the puzzle without ever looking at the picture on the box. They are guessing and wasting time, going from wrong decision to wrong decisions. Prayer changes that. Prayer connects you to the one who already sees the finished picture. He knows where every single piece belongs. Through prayer, you receive wisdom, you receive strength, you receive direction, correction, and peace. Jesus had constant communion with the Father. He remained aligned, he remained surrendered. If the Son of God refused to live one day independently from the Father, why do you think you can and still live a fulfilled life? Your story is already written. The question is, will you stay close enough to God in prayer to receive the next piece of the puzzle? Don't walk from one mistake to the next, from one disappointment to the next. Start every morning by asking the one who wrote your story where the next piece belongs, and start walking confidently in your covenant identity.